Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great. Today we are going to have our fifth video from the conversation activity series, and we are going to work on sports and athleticism. Our terminal objective is a set of questions that our students are supposed to answer in an argumentative way. They have to use arguments, they have to give reasons for their answers. They are expected to talk about their athletic preferences, the types of sports they like and dislike. They are expected to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of doing sports. For example, keeping fit, having a lot of physical strengths as advantages, and for example, injuries in case of disadvantages. So we have some enabling objectives. It basically focuses on grammar and vocabulary. For grammar, we have three main, very essential verbs we use for sports. For martial arts, the majority of martial arts are normally collocated with the verb do. So, for example, we say I do judo, I do karate, I do aikido, etc. For ball games such as golf, hockey, football, tennis, and so forth, we normally use play. When it comes to outdoor activities such as, for example, hiking, bike riding, swimming, etc., we use the verb go. So we say I go bike riding, I go for example, swimming. Regarding vocabulary, we have a wide range of vocabulary. This is far from being comprehensive, and I have also provided a more comprehensive set of vocabulary as worksheets in the comment section below. Be sure to check it out as well. So advantages of sports, we have the opportunity to socialize with other people. So basically these are ideas we are trying to provide our students with. For example, the sense of enjoyment. People enjoy doing sports and physical fitness. So people would be physically muscular, and of course they would be physically fit. They could, for example, run for a long time, for a long distance without any pause. For disadvantages, we have injuries. So basically some sports, especially martial arts, have life injuries. So the disadvantages would be for your entire life. For example, if you break your knees, then probably you won't be able to go running again anymore for your entire life. We have some large investment of time, basically, especially when it comes to doing sports as a professional. You need to spend a lot of time. So it is going to be a time-consuming activity. There are a set of expressions. That's the way the ball bounces. And basically, the expression means you are in a situation when you cannot predict what is going to happen. So you really try hard, you really strive for success, but you lose. In that way, you say, this is the way the ball bounces. It means this is the natural way of life. You may lose despite the fact that you have done everything, you have done whatever it required in order to succeed. To be saved by the bell, it means to be saved in the final moment. When you were about to lose, by fortune, you didn't lose. For example, imagine two boxers are fighting and one of them is really losing the game, but the time is in his favor. So he will be saved by the bell. The bell for ending the game is wrong, and the person is saved from losing the game. Now, let's go for the actual conversation activity planning. So the first thing is providing some videos before attending to the class for our students. The first video that I've put on the screen is a video containing some useful vocabulary for sports. The second one is an actual IELTS speaking test. And the third one is a complete video, very long, about 2 hours, which is going to talk about sports. During the class, the first thing we do is warm up. As always, we will provide some worksheets to our students, and we will ask them to provide us some definitions or examples. So for examples, we have a sport arena, the places where sport events are normally held. So we have courts for badminton, tennis, or even squash. These types of sports are normally held on the court. And we have pitch, football pitch, baseball pitch, and etc. Different types of sports. We have fencing. Fencing basically means swordsmanship. Javelin is the art of throwing javelin, and the winner is the one who throws his javelin to the farthest distance possible covered with others. We have hurdle running, so it's basically a running course. People run, but there are some hurdles that they have to jump over. Steeplechase race is a kind of horseback riding contest in which riders try to jump from specific obstacles. We have weightlifting, which is a kind of a sport in which athletes compete in lifting a barbell loaded with weights, plates from the ground to overhead. We have extreme sports. These are the types of sports which are quite dangerous in nature but are quite exciting. For example, skydiving, jumping out of a plane, or bungee jumping using a rope and jumping from a height. Diving, it means plunging into the ocean or sea and going down into the depth of the ocean or sea. So these types of activities are quite exciting but very, let's say, dangerous. We have, for definitions, we have doing a sports or doing exercise or to work out. Exercise all alone could be also used as a verb. So these verbs all mean to do a kind of a sport. To be in shape means to be physically fit. To be out of shape means, for example, to be overweight. Warm up is a set of, let's say, stretching exercises to prepare people in order to participate in the main sports session. Cool down is quite the contrary. It's a kind of, let's say, set of stretching exercises which cool down our body, our heartbeat rate, and makes us ready to finish the sports session. The strenuous exercises are normally physically demanding ones, really difficult to do, and it requires a lot of muscles and strengths. Muscle building exercises means the type of exercises which prepare our body, makes muscles for our body, and improves our overall strengths. Quite the contrary, we have aerobic exercises. These types of activities are normally for increasing our heartbeat and the use of our oxygen, and it has a focus on our overall fitness, so you can run for a long distance without getting tired. So aerobic exercises are a must in order to improve your overall toughness. And then we have a set of conversation activities. After covering worksheets, we will focus on conversation activity questions. So these are far from being comprehensive. I have uploaded a set of questions in the field of sports that you can copy and use in your actual IELTS speaking classes. There is no copyright. So the questions are: do you like the sports? Do you enjoy playing games? Do you think playing solo games is better or playing as a team? Do you think sports games are popular in your country? Why should people do sports? And why are some sports fans so passionate? So these are very small sample questions out of a very much larger context of sport related questions. So make sure to check my comment section below. I have uploaded some more sample of those questions at your disposal. You can copy and use them in your classes. There is no copyright. For assessment of our students, in-class assessment or formative assessment is done by receiving feedback from our students' performance. So basically, we do not interrupt our students. We let them speak, we let them continue, and once they have finished, we will provide them feedback and try to make sure they are moving on the right track. We focus on enabling objectives. So in this case, the use of verb do, play, and go for different types of sports. We try to make sure students use them correctly, and then we give tips. All we do is describe better alternatives. We provide them better options, but it is ultimately a student's responsibility to focus on those alternatives and use our answers in their own way and make them personalized for themselves. At the end of the class, we will have some homework assignments. We will ask our students to record their voices for about 2 minutes and send them to our exam controllers. Talk about one of those IELTS Task 2 cue cards about sports that we have provided them. This way, our colleagues in Parsian Institute will have the opportunity to provide them constructive feedback in order to improve their performance. So that's it. This is the end of the conversation activity. The next topic would be about food and gastronomy.